Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever virtual assistant training. My name is Christiana Anuluapo Ismail. I'm officially welcoming you aboard to the Mark Nix's Elite Virtual Assistance Training. Oops, I'm so excited to have you on board. Trust me, it's going to be 8 weeks of extensive training, 8 weeks of collaboration, 8 weeks of add-on and getting value, 8 weeks of questions and answers, 8 weeks of team collaboration and growth. Yes, 8 weeks of hands-on real-life experience on what, who, where, why do we need a virtual assistant. Yes, I'm so excited to have you here because this is where your journey into the world of remote, flexible, and profitable work truly begins. Now, before we continue, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do so right away, and also turn on the bell button as we continue. So this week, we're starting with the virtual assistant profession and digital mindset. We're going to talk about who a virtual assistant really is and what industry is hiring them and several other things like that. Let's go. Now, before we continue, I need you to get your pen and your book ready because trust me, you're going to be gaining a lot from this class. And at the end of the class, you're going to be given a task to do. So, you need a pen and your book for this class. So, we want to understand the virtual assistant role, who they are, who needs them, and how they work smarter in the digital space. So our aim and objective for the week would be, first, who a virtual assistant is, what do virtual assistants do, where are they needed, what kind of mindset do you need as a virtual assistant, and yes, what tools are you going to be working with as a virtual assistant. Okay, let's move on. Now, a lot of time I've been asked questions such as, can I actually work at the comfort of my home and make money? Do I need to carry my CV all around, post my resumes, print them, take it to the HR the next street or the next city before I get to finally get my dream job? No. I'm telling you right now, you can actually sit at the comfort of your home and be whoever you want to be, and still make money, and still add value, and still render your services, and still be seen out there. How do you do that? Yes, that's what we're actually here to do. One of the top selling skills out there is actually virtual assistant's job. Yes, as a virtual assistant, your services are highly needed out there. But yes, we're going to be going there very soon. But let's start with who a virtual assistant actually is. A virtual assistant is someone who provides support, administrative, technical, or creative to clients or businesses, but does it virtually. That means from anywhere around the world. Now imagine being an office assistant, a project manager, or a marketing coordinator, but you're working from your laptop at home, in a cafe, or even while traveling, or in your pajamas. That's cute, right? Yes. And that's what being a virtual assistant in the whole world is all about. In simple terms, a virtual assistant is like a personal or executive assistant, but they work online instead of a physical office. Yes. Now, what does virtual assistant actually do? Well, the work of a virtual assistant varies depending on the client, but here are some common examples of what a virtual assistant actually do. A virtual assistant manage emails, manage calls, and appointments for clients. A virtual assistant create documents, reports, and presentation. A virtual assistant handle social media pages and schedule content for clients. A virtual assistant can also serve as a customer support via chats or mail or even calls. A virtual assistant also manages databases, spreadsheets, and cloud files for clients or several organizations. A virtual assistant is versed in basic bookkeeping and invoicing. Of course, as a virtual assistant, you must have proper online research knowledge and data entry. As a virtual assistant, you must be able to find your way around basic media graphics and also design simple marketing materials. Yes, I know this might be a lot, but don't worry, I got you. We're here to learn all of this and many more. So, in short, a virtual assistant's job is to save their clients' time and energy and help their businesses to grow much more efficiently while focusing on growth and strategy. Cool, right? Yes. So, simply put, as a virtual assistant, you are your client's secret weapon. Yes. Now, who actually hires virtual assistants? Where do they need them? Where do I fit in as a virtual assistant? The answer is almost everyone who runs a business online needs a virtual assistant. Toodles, yes. The need for virtual assistants is growing across multiple industries, across every sector. And here are some key industries actively hiring virtual assistants. I mean, actively. So, business and corporate ventures are hiring virtual assistants big time. I mean, the entrepreneurs, the coaches, the founders, they need the help of virtual assistants to manage their calendars, to reply to clients, and even to create course materials for them. The digital sector and even the e-commerce need online sellers on their Shopify, Etsy, or Amazon stores. They need the help of virtual assistants to manage orders for them, for product listings, and even customer support. Not to talk of the financial, about the financial sector, the creatives and the tech industries, the healthcare and wellness sector. Yes, they need the help of virtual assistants to schedule appointments and manage their clients' data. The tech startups need virtual assistants to manage their administrative tasks so that they can focus on innovations. These and many more reasons are why there is a huge request for virtual assistants all around the world. So, in essence, the virtual assistant profession isn't limited to one niche. Whether you love tech, you love creativity, or you love administrative tasks, there is always a place for you. Now, before we move forward, if you're just joining us, I'd like you to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so and turn on the bell button so you can get notifications of other posts from our channel. Thank you. So, before you master the tools, you need to master your mindset. Actually, yes, you need to adopt the right mindset because it determines your success as a virtual assistant. Being a VA is more than just doing tasks. Oh, it's about becoming reliable, resourceful, and professional in a remote environment. And here are the key traits every successful virtual assistant develops. The very first one is professionalism. Treat your virtual role just like an office job. Be punctual, meet deadlines, communicate clearly, and maintain client confidentiality. The second is proactivity. Don't just wait for tasks. A virtual assistant thinks even beforehand. Even before your client asks you for a suggestion, you must be able to think ahead, suggest improvements, add value beyond what's asked. Great virtual assistants don't wait for instructions. They anticipate clients' needs, they suggest solutions, and add value whenever possible. The next is adaptability. Every client works differently. Working with several clients had made me realize that I do not treat every client the same way because they are different. Of course, there are new tools. I would adjust to new time zones and I would adjust to new communication styles because my clients are different. The next on the list is continuous learning. As they say, learning never ends. The day you stop learning, that's the day you stop growing. In the vast world today, technology is changing so fast. As a virtual assistant, you need to stay updated on tools, trends, and best practices. The best virtual assistants never stop learning. Yes. What else do you need as a virtual assistant? You need discipline and you need to be accountable. Like they say, accountability preserves your life, preserves your work, preserves everything about you. Of course, you are your own boss now. There's no supervisor checking on you. So, managing your time and meeting deadlines is crucial. As a remote worker and a virtual assistant as that, you need to manage your own time. Self-discipline and reliability builds your reputation. Next, and the last that we'll be talking about here is the client-centered approach. Always ask, what will make my client's life easier? What can I do to make my client's work very much easy? That mindset makes you stand out. And that's the secret to long-term client relationship. You know, like this, your clients will keep coming back. As a virtual assistant, your job is not only about the money or the payment. You're rendering a service and then you want your client to keep working with you. You must provide value. You know, your clients must be able to assess value while working with you. So, your long-term goal should be how to make your client's life very easier. How to make things work out for your client. You think ahead. You see what your clients are not seeing. That's why it's really much important to carry out researches, even as a virtual assistant. Watch clips, informative clips about the clients you're working with, about the work you're doing. Stay up, stay ahead, stay on the edge and keep learning. This will help you and keep you on the edge, even as a virtual assistant. Now, let's talk about the exciting part. I know that you all have been looking forward to actually see and know this, and trust me, it's going to be one step after the other. Now, if you're following me and if you're in this class, I'd like you to comment below that I am a virtual assistant with a great mindset. I am a professional virtual assistant. I am proactive, I'm adaptable, I learn continuously, I'm disciplined and accountable, and I have the client-centered approach. Comment below, and I can see that you're following me. So let's move forward. Yippee! Now, to succeed as a virtual assistant, you must get comfortable using digital tools that helps organize, communicate, and deliver tasks efficiently. Don't worry, you don't have to learn them all today. In this course, we'll explore each one after the other. Now, let's take a quick look at what we are going to be looking at. The first tool is the communication tool. And what's the purpose of this tool? The purpose of this tool is for emailing, chats, and meetings. And these are examples of the tools that we use for communication. The virtual assistant uses Gmail to communicate between the client and himself. We have Outlook, we have Zoom, the Google Meet, and Slack. Like I said earlier, take it a step after the other. I know that most of us are not accustomed to all of these tools, but don't worry, I got you. Next one we have is the task and project management tools. For the purpose of organizing tasks and team projects. We use tools such as Trello, Asana, ClickUp, and Notion for task and project management. The next on the list is documents and file management to create and store as well as shared documents. And examples of tools that we use are the Google Docs, the Google Drive, the Dropbox, OneDrive, and other tools as such. Next is the social media management tools. Of course, to schedule and manage posts, we have Buffer, we have Outsuit, we have Meta Business Suits, and others like that. We also have designing tools. As a social media person and as a virtual assistant, you must have basic knowledge of designs. Now, yes, I know some of us will say, no, I'm not a designer. I don't know what design is. I don't think I'm interested in designs. And like, you do not have to have all the knowledge in this world to design. I mean, you don't have to be a pro. You just need basic knowledge. And don't worry, I got you. There are platforms and there are tools that we use that we're going to be looking at. One of the very easy tools we use is Canva. We have Adobe Photoshoots, Adobe Stuffs, and other things like that. Next is the customer relationship management, the CRM tools, to manage clients' information. And examples of CRM tools are HubSpot and Zoho CRM. We're going to be looking at this one after the, of course, we're going to be looking at some of these tools one after the other in the course of this study. And the last on the list here with me is the automation and productivity tool. To save time with integrations, working with projects and clients and even team members and all others. And we make use of Zapier and HireTTT too. You might be thinking and wondering, am I going to learn all of this? Am I going to be needing? No. I'm just trying to cite examples of the tools that you need to know as a virtual assistant. And like I said, learning never ends. So you don't need to bombard yourself with all of these tools before you thrive as a virtual assistant. And trust me, I got you. These tools are the same tools top virtual assistants use daily to deliver value to clients and run their freelance business effectively and efficiently. So, a little recap before we move forward. And before our recap too, if you're following me, I want you to comment, I am ready and so ready for this. Thank you. And then if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, subscribe and turn on the bell button. Thank you. Let's do a bit of recap of what we learned today. We saw that a virtual assistant is a remote professional who provides digital support. And we are able to see that there are countless industries hiring virtual assistants, from e-commerce to real estate to coaching and all that. Also, we were able to establish that success as a virtual assistant starts with the right mindset, discipline, proactivity, and continuous learning. And finally, every great virtual assistant uses powerful tools to manage time, tasks, and communication effectively. You're officially stepping into the digital workforce, and trust me, the opportunities are endless when you commit to learning and showing up professionally. I remember the very first time I dived into the world of virtual assistant. I never knew I could actually make sense with it. And if I can, you can also. So like I said earlier, there are tasks after each lesson and after each week. Not to worry, this is not a fast-paced learning. Yes, this is a very flexible learning style that allows you to do it at your own schedule and timing, but not to lag behind. So there's a link that'll be attached, of course, in your peer groups, So submit your assignments to the appropriate links with your personal code. For people that have not gotten their personal code, do so. And then you'll be working together in pairs and in groups. Create your peer groups and keep learning. Also, we have the question and answers section because feedback is very, very important in learning. Each peer should choose a day for questions and answers, and that will be done on trophy.com on base. The link would be in the description below. Woo! And here we have it, the end of the very first VA class. I believe we've had great times today. And I welcome you once again. See you in week 2. Don't forget that every activity will help you to identify your strengths and understand how you can make it even as a virtual assistant. In our next lesson, we'll dive into digital communication and professional etiquette, how to write perfect client emails, manage calendars, and make great first impressions as a virtual assistant. Until then, stay motivated, stay curious, and remember, you're not just learning a skill, you're building a career that gives you freedom and flexibility. Once again, see you in week 2. I love you. Bye.